And welcome into another edition of Tiger Talk here live from Melvin's Restaurant. Stewart Shelby, Neville head football coach Jeff Tannehill with us here as we are every Wednesday night during football season. If you get a chance, you can come out tonight. Still got time to get some good food.
Yes, ma'am.
Also,
yes, sir.
Every Wednesday night during football season, we are right here from 6:30 to 7:30. And after a year absence on the radio, we are back on the radio being simulcast with our partners there on Sunny 98.3.
They've been awesome to work with.
They have. We really appreciate this partnership with them, and I know my man T-Lay is in the booth pushing the buttons for us on the radio side of things. So we're happy once again to be able to – you can catch us on your way home, and then you can watch us on the TV when you get there. But anyway, it's
hard to miss it. If you want to see it, you can get it.
That's right. So thanks to all who were involved. Everybody at SMG have been a great partner over the past couple of seasons. All right, Coach, let's get into the game, which for the second week in a row, and I think we've got a little time lapse that we'll put together for us. And if you're seeing this on the screen, we're going to describe it for you. This was the storm rolling in.
Blew right in on top of us.
We had a 30-minute delay there on the first game and about a 2.5-hour delay.
Yeah. Kicked off about 9:15. It just kind of sat right on top of us for 2 hours. It was supposed to kind of blow through, and we were going to be about an hour late. And then next thing you know, we're sitting in the Ouachita dressing room, and after about an hour, everybody starts getting restless, wanting to know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there's rumors, they're going to cancel it this, and we knew that we were going to be there for the long haul. We were going to stay and play. We were not going to try to play it on Saturday unless there's a rule about midnight or something like that.
Yeah.
But, we were going to play football as soon as it got out of there, and we did.
And according to that rule is, if anybody's interested, is that if you can't kick off by midnight, you're playing the next day.
Yep.
And interestingly enough, if I can get that out of my mouth, you have to play it. If you can't play it Saturday or Sunday, you got to play it Monday by midnight. I believe.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of turns into the old days when you do that. But obviously it's right across town. We weren't going anywhere, and so and Coach Garvin and I had talked that, we're going to play this tonight if at all possible. And, they were raring to go and we were raring to go, so we just waited the rain out. And once it got out of there, we kicked it off at about 9:15, 9:30, somewhere in there, and we got after it a little bit.
It finally passed, and it was a very entertaining game if you were there at or watched it on the Neville Tiger Network. And probably after a 2.5-hour rain delay, you either listened to it on Sunday 98.3 or watched it.
Yeah.
But they still had the band stuck in there, the spirit groups, the cheerleaders, everybody stuck in there over there at Ouachita. But getting into it, we go in the fourth quarter, we're tied.
Yeah.
22-22. It's a back-and-forth game, big plays, very exciting contest.
Mm-hmm.
Ouachita just pulled away there in the fourth quarter, made a couple of more plays than your guys did, and they win it 43-29.
Well, yeah, obviously Cardell Sermons.
Yeah, Cardell had him a knock.
Cardell Sermons, he's a very good football player. Yeah. Tough to tackle late in the game. Fourth quarter, we barely got a hand on him, and then he came in and played a little defense against us there towards the end of the ball game. But I thought our young guys played really well the other night. The offense, I think, moved the ball early in the first half, and then we kind of sputtered in the third and fourth quarter, but we did score a touchdown, and I thought special teams wise, I thought we played a very good ball game too. I think that had a lot to do with keeping us in the ball game, but our guys are young and inexperienced, and we said that 1,000 times on here. It's not an excuse; it's a fact.
Yeah.
We have 4 returning starters that on both sides of the football and in kicking games. So, as far as that goes, the more experience they get, the better they're going to play. We want to be really good at the end of the season. And, the other night, the inexperience showed a little bit. There were some big moments in the game. We missed a couple tackles, just tipped a pass here and there, missed a cut or something by a young guy. And, it's just one of those games where you're playing a very good football team. They're a little more seasoned than we are. And in the end, they got us.
And, Ouachita losing their first game of the year, but in normal, I say in normal conditions. You talked about we're not making excuses or anything, but if you had it to do over again, I'm sure you would have rather have played on a normal field that Friday before to really get an extra game other than playing a little mud football there. In
the Evangel game was a mud game. Yeah, it was a mud game, and obviously, it was all running. There was 0 passing going on, and so, I think we were a little rusty in some spots, but, that's going to get better each week, or you're supposed to get better each week, and, we're going to move on to Huntington, but I know we want to look at some highlights and some lowlights here.
We've done, it wasn't devoid of highlights. The Tigers had some good games. I mean, we'll talk about your players of the week here a little bit later, but let's start it off really defensively. This was kind of a back-and-forth contest as we have, I believe, our first highlight is Robert Graves here on 2nd and 9 with a tackle for loss early in the football game.
Yeah, our defensive line really played good. The one thing I was really worried about the other night, and, look at the white jerseys around that football right there. The other night I was really worried about the physicality because we hadn't really played anybody as physical as Ouachita, and I thought our guys held up really well, and I believe we were a little more physical in the first half. I think they may have been a little more physical in the second half, but, guys like Brody Whiteley and Robert Graves, they played a really good football game the other night on us.
Speaking of Brody Whiteley, him and D'Angelo Woods, who's going to join us here later on in Tiger Talk, I think they combined here for another tackle for loss here on this next highlight.
Yeah, handed off right there. We tackled him really well early. There's D'Angelo Woods, Fobbs White, Brody Whiteley. We were really, early in the football game, the first half, those were some things that really kind of poked out there that, we thought, we're really playing well on defense. Our defensive line really does a good job.
That set up a 3rd down and 13, and Rudy Dozier has a nice play. But this is one of the big hits as he trips up this Ouachita receiver.
Yep. Great play right there by Rudy. Just got enough of him to bring him down. I thought it was a really good job. You don't really see that a whole lot, but our outside backer did a really good job of forcing that ball back inside and taking on that block there to help Rudy get free there to make that play.
And you get the football, and 3rd and 5. There's a big gain by Jalen Nichols, who the sophomore had a big game for
144 yards the other night, a couple touchdowns. So I thought he played a really good ball game. They just made those tackles right there. That's just one instance of he almost got out of there. And he's really close to popping some of those long runs. It's just one little guy, one guy keeping him from making a long run and getting some really big yardage out of it.
You were about a yard away from a lot of big plays in that game. I mean, and we'll talk about that here in a minute, but let's first look at your touchdown that capped off that drive.
Great throw right here. It's a great catch. We do that drill every day in practice. It's the pat and go, and you catch it over your shoulder, and Jaden ran a great route there. Had the guy beat. The guy slipped underneath him. He stayed over the top of him. Brooks threw a perfect ball in there.
Yeah, it was just it was Anselin.
Call it dropping it in the bucket.
Yeah, 24-yard touchdown there. That ties it up after Ouachita had scored on a big run there by Carldale Sermons. The first, I think it was a 72-yarder on that first one. But you talked about there's a couple of missed tackles. I mean, you'd have that one tackle right there, and then when you got a guy like Sermons, you got to put a hat on him to slow him down. Yeah. And that's, like I said, it's teaching lessons. All right, let's go back to defense. Here's D'Angelo Woods again right here at the end of the first quarter with a nice stop.
Yeah, he just shucked the center right out of the way and went straight in the backfield and made a great play right there. He's hard to block. He's 6 foot tall, 250 pounds, and just you'll see him here in a minute. He's a big kid, and he plays physical and plays fast.
Well, your offense answered there. Here's another 3rd and 11, though, as y'all are tied up here early on in the second quarter.
I thought Brooks a great job of delaying it, the tackle there and avoiding the tackle and dumping it right there to Jalen Nichols. Yeah. He did a good job of fighting through all the traffic and got open. He just dumped it in there to him. That's just, Brooks was being an athlete right there. And, he's a really good tennis player, does a great job of throwing the ball, running our offense, and just being an athlete there during a football game.
Didn't you keep the drive alive, end up on 4th down and goal from the 1, and put in the the big package.
The Tiger Train.
And there you go.
No, well, actually, that was just a 12 package. We had 2 tight ends there.
Okay, because Jalen gets the call there, yeah.
Well, the play before was the same exact play. We got about 6 yards, and Coach Birch bounced it, which basically just let's run it again. Same exact play, same formation. We got to the line of scrimmage, snapped the football, and just he walks right on in the end zone.
Yep, nice hole by the offensive line. The Tigers take the lead, 15-7. And from that, you get the 2-point conversion on the old swinging gate.
Well, we moved John Michael in there to hold a little bit, and then we slid Jacob Robinson out to the tailback and kind of swap positions there. And, we've worked on a few things, and they've both been working that spot. But, it's a great throw and catch here. Rudy makes a heck of a catch, and it's a really good throw by John Michael.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Do we have a clip of
that one? No, we don't have a clip of that. Yeah, we're good. So, I'm glad you set it up there.
Yeah, I thought it was coming.
I did. I was looking back, but no, we didn't have a clip of that one. Here, and I believe Ouachita had scored to maybe tie it up, and then the kickoff return here from Caleb Vaughn.
We've really been doing a good job of working on this in practice. This is our
Ouachita scored twice. They had the long run and the pick six.
But if you'll look at it kind of changed venues there. We got a great block by Jaden Gibson there, and then
he's off. He's gone.
And Vaughn just takes it to the house. He untouched all the way down. He's got great speed when he gets open. But there were some really good blocks thrown right
early
there. The whole wall got set. Jaden Gibson and kicked out the outside guy, and up the sidelines he went.
Well, that ties it back up 22-22, and it's still tied at halftime, and it goes into half here with a nice play by Brody Watley again to kind of seal it for you.
They had a little drive going there, and just makes a heck of a play, and the ball pops out. I really thought that was a fumble, but
we watched that a couple of times on the replay, and with the benefit of replay, the ball came out, but. Yeah. It's a high school game.
It is. It's no replay.
So
they were.
But that didn't hurt you, other than maybe give you an extra offensive opportunity on a short clock. Right. But going to halftime, 22-22, and with a couple of those big plays, you had to be feeling okay about your team's performance as they're getting into this.
Well, in the second quarter, I really thought we had a chance to put our foot on the pedal, man, and really jump out there and get a couple touchdowns. And we missed a couple long throws there. We thought we were going to be touchdowns. And, they're either overthrown, underthrown, or we just dropped them. And then and we missed those opportunities. And, when you're playing a good team like Ouachita, if you don't hit those opportunities, you keep them in the ball game, and it keeps the game close.
Yeah.
If you could pop out and get a couple touchdown leads on that, running is their game, and it's hard to keep up. But luck, we didn't get lucky on those plays, and so we stayed tied all the way through half.
Because of that, like you said, just maybe a yard here or there, and really some outstanding play by Chunky, what they call him, Chunky
he made
Lewis,
a couple good plays.
Was making some great plays back there and won, and even Carldale Sermons there at the end of the game came in at defensive back and made some outstanding plays. And give credit to Ouachita for finishing that football game.
Oh, yeah.
Finishing that game out.
Because it was never a sealed deal ever. It was
until the end.
Yeah, till the very end.
So let's get with that. It's 22-22 at half. Let's start off the second half here. I think this is the first play of the second half, and Jalen Nichols with another nice gain. I think around 18 yards on this one.
Yeah, good block out there by our wide receivers. Good feeling his way through traffic there and getting about a 12, 15-yard pickup there.
Nice run there, and then drive kind of stalls out, and then Lewis is back to receive this punt from Chandler Pettis, and he puts it on the ground.
He kind of hung up a knuckleball there, and we jumped right on it.
Yeah.
Looks like Drew Gerald's laying down there, and I don't know who that was that recovered it, but it was
about
Johnny. It was Johnny on the spot.
Yeah.
So.
And you get the ball with the short field, you punch it in.
And this is where we brought in Tiger Train, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. This is 4th and 1 with the big package from 3 yards out.
Yeah.
Or 4th and goal from the 3, rather.
Right. We get a good seal right here by Fobbs White and Hurd. Brody Watley get in there, and boy, he fights and gets that extra yard in there. It's a good run by our, Jalen Nichols.
Nichols followed his blocks and then found him a seam
and popped it in there.
Right there, and then just final highlight. We've got a couple more here. Let's go defensively. Cam Riley with a nice tackle in the open field as Ouachita was kind of back deep in their zone.
I mean, that's a great play. Everybody's playing assignment football there. Henry Cagle forces the pitch, and then Cam cleans it up right there.
So you go into the fourth quarter, I believe it's 29-22, it's tied, 29-29, I believe.
I believe it was.
And then just a couple more highlights here. Here's Clarence Betts. Hadn't heard his name much right here, but he had a nice night.
Yeah, we had some young guys playing all over. We had a little bit of cramping. Clarence did a great job. I mean, he saw an open hole, ran through there, and made the play. That clear to cloudy thing where it was clear, he ran right through there and made a play. So, it's great to see these young guys get in the game, and they get to play on JV nights, and then when their number's called on Friday nights, they come in and do a good job.
All right, final highlight. This is Fobbs White with a pass breakup here on a 3rd and 11, forcing a punt, and that's when it's tied at 29.
He had a little bobble snap by the quarterback, but as you can tell, I don't think it really was going to matter there. There was 4 of them in his hip pocket.
Exactly. Ouachita tacks on another big, long run.
Right.
Carl Delson, he kicks one out, and that was really the deal to the game. It was a couple of giving up big plays. I mean, Carldale ended up with 260 yards, but I believe he had close to 220 of those yards on 3 plays. And that was a pick 6, and it's definitely a different ballgame. We could talk about that the whole way. But overall, I think your guys rose up to the challenge, and then just one more week of learning as we look forward to Huntington.
Yeah. Well, we need to regroup and get our senses back about ourselves and get back to playing football. I mean, there's nothing to hang your head about. We played hard. We played as hard as we could, played as well as we could, and came up short against a good football team. And so, it's just like you said a while ago. You got to learn from your mistakes and get better each week. We got over that on Sunday afternoon after we watched the film, and so we moved forward on Monday.
Yeah.
And we had really good practice Monday and Tuesday today. Not as well as Monday and Tuesday, but 2 of the best practices of the year, Monday and Tuesday. And so I'm looking forward to traveling over to Independence to play Huntington.
All right, we're going to talk about that in our final segment here on Tiger Talk. Stay tuned for we'll announce the Origin Bank Players of the Week coming up in that final segment as well. But today, in our next segment, we're going to have the captain and co-captain of the Neville Varsity Cheer, Ella Smith and Briley Kelly, are going to join us.
It's always good to have those girls on.
Exactly. They've actually had a tough go over it in 2 weeks, too. I mean, hard to cheer in the mud, just as hard as maybe as playing football in the mud. But we'll ask them about it. When we come back after this break, we're here live from Melvin's. This is Tiger Talk on the Neville Tiger Network and Sunday 98.3.
If you've been injured in an accident, you could be compensated in several different areas. You may have personal physical injuries. You may have financial injuries. You may have lost wages. These are all things that we can put our experience to work for to help you here at Parker Alexander.
Whether you're dining in or grabbing to go, at Nuke's, we love to share great food, to delight with new flavors, to celebrate every bite. Join us at Nuke's Eatery.
Do you suffer from frequent back or neck pain? Were you in an accident and can't get rid of those constant aches? Maybe you're someone who deals with chronic migraines and tension headaches. It might be time to see how Martinez Chiropractic can help you. The goal of Martinez Chiropractic is to reduce or eliminate pain in just a few sessions using the latest in chiropractic technology. Don't suffer in pain another day. Call Martinez Chiropractic today at 318-654-4310 or see them in person, 1828 Tower Drive in Monroe.
Mama DeLuca's pizzas are custom made, fresh to order right in front of you. We offer 3 different sizes of pizzas, 9, 12, or 14. Mama DeLuca's pizza is prepared to your order. The pizza cooks in less than 3 minutes. We have 16 different toppings to choose from, 8 unique sauces to complete your pizza. In addition to pizzas, we offer to our customers boneless wings with your choice of a dipping sauce. Mama DeLuca's Pizza offers delicious garlic Parmesan breadstick, freshly made to order pasta rolls. We're Mama DeLuca's Pizza in the Subway on Lammy Lane, and we hope to see you soon.
Being a strong team means accomplishing great things by working together. Being a Neville Tiger means striving for excellence in all things. Origin Bank and Neville High School share a long history of making a difference in our community. Together with the Food Bank of Northeast Louisiana, we're able to provide meals to children, families, and seniors facing hunger in Northeast Louisiana. Origin Bank and Neville Tiger football, always a winning combination. Origin Bank, member FDIC.
If you've lost a loved one through the fault of someone else, call Parker Alexander today or visit parkeralexander.com for more information or to schedule an appointment.
Come by Melvin's Restaurant before and after the game for the best burgers and ribeyes in town. Melvin's Restaurant are proud supporters of the Neville Tigers and are home to Tiger Talk with Jeff Tannehill every Wednesday night. Come by Melvin's Restaurant, located on 1128 Oliver Road in Monroe, or call them at 318-325-2055. That's Melvin's Restaurant in Monroe.
Welcome back here to our second segment on Tiger Talk. We are live here at Melvin's Restaurant, and you can see we're joined by Ella Smith and Briley Kelly. Sorry, excuse me on that one. The captain and co-captain of the varsity cheerleaders, and we're all sitting at this nice patio furniture. What do y'all think about this patio furniture?
It's really nice.
Very nice. That's right. It's from Sleepy Hollow Furniture, and we appreciate them for partnering with us here on Tiger Talk. All right, girls. We've talked extensively about the football team and having to deal with rain and mud and delays and everything else, but that's not just limited to those guys. Y'all have to deal with the same stuff. Let's start about Evangel, where y'all go to Evangel and you get over there and the bus was running a little bit late.
Yes,
and
sir.
then you get there and it's just a mud pit. There's not much room between the stands there, and I saw. What'd y'all do with y'all's shoes when they were done? Did y'all throw them away? I did hear somebody threw their cheer shoes away and just because they had some more.
We just did our best. We just cleaned them and tried to do our best. We were just there to cheer on our boys and just get them through the game.
and then last week, Briley, we got the same deal. You get over there, everybody's ready to go, and then it's a 2.5 hour delay. What'd y'all do during the delay?
We sat on the bus. We had some fun. It came out of nowhere, but
yeah,
it was definitely worth the wait.
Worth the wait.
Yes.
Well, you got out there. I mean, that's the key to this is, y'all and the band and everybody else stuck around there at Ouachita instead of bailing on everything. So, I mean, that is just one of the things that happens at Neville. All right, other things that happen at Neville, the other fun stuff, pep rallies, stuff like that. I mean, both of y'all are seniors. I mean, y'all been cheering for a while. What does it mean going into your senior year and now being able to lead these pep rallies, knowing this might be, the last few games going into this?
Well, it's definitely very meaningful, and we want to thank Miss Sherry and Pierre and Miss Karen. But it's just a meaningful thing. We love cheering on our boys and setting up the pep rallies and the band, Bengals, Tigerettes. It's just, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy, and it doesn't feel like it's been that long, 4 years, but, I mean, I love it. I wouldn't change it for anything.
But let's talk about camp. I mean, y'all, over the summer, where did y'all go this summer?
Panama City Beach.
Panama City. Okay.
9 hours.
Huh?
9 hours.
9 hours over there. So the most enjoyable part was the drive. Is that what you're telling me?
Camp is fun. Don't get me wrong. Camp is fun.
And as far as that, how did that go for y'all?
It went really good. We won most of our divisions. Overall game day. Mm-hmm. But camp, just getting to know the girls that we don't know so much before camp, and then getting to know new girls down there. It's a lot of fun.
So how many total? It's changed a lot since I was at Neville High School back a while back. I mean, we had 8, and my mom, who cheered in 1969, thought that was too many.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's how it kind of goes. Now there's a lot of y'all from varsity to JV and even freshmen, and it's not the same old cheerleading. Y'all are. It's kind of can get intense. Y'all throwing people all over the place.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we have 20 varsity, 21 JV, and 11 freshmen this year.
Wow.
It's a ton.
That's a lot of people. It fills up the stage, I know, at the pep rally when you get everybody out there. So maybe what's the hardest stunt that y'all have mastered?
We do baskets and dynamite where we take a few girls and they throw them up in there and do toe touches. We do pyramids where girls are flipping around.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely some dangerous stuff, but we love doing it.
Yeah, well, y'all do a great job at it.
Thank you.
I mean, it's always impressive. I mean, it's not it's an athletic event. It's an athletic sport.
Yes, sir.
I truly believe that.
Yes,
now that everything else. So let's talk about you guys this senior year. Now, cheerleaders, what else are we into at Neville High School?
Well, we do clean team after the football games. Clean up. Just want to keep the school clean.
Yeah, well, we both only do cheer, so it's pretty much a number one priority.
Yeah.
And it takes up most of our time, but I love it. I mean, we do so much, especially on Thursdays. That's our big day preparing for the pep rallies. We make all the goodie bags for the football players, and we make the cards and the cutouts and decorate, just make it the best it can be.
Well, let's talk about that. I mean, it's a production. Last week, the pep rally went a little long, which is okay. I'm sure the students didn't mind. Those things used to go on forever, it seemed. But now it seems like you've integrated with the speech and communications team, and it's almost like a full-blown production, and I've really enjoyed them. What kind of brought that about?
They just came to us, and they really said we'd love to add some extra things into the pep rally and just get the students more involved and help y'all out and cheer them on with y'all. They've really made a huge difference in the pep rallies.
Yes.
Well, it's definitely brought a different element into it. So what maybe favorite part of y'all's of the pep rally for you guys? I mean, y'all been to a few of them.
Definitely running up on the stage for Tiger Ag and getting everybody pumped up for the game and just the pep rally in general. It changes the environment in there. It's a good time.
My favorite is definitely just any traditional, because everybody always gets so involved.
Oh, the traditional cheers?
Yes, just all of them. Yes, sir.
So, talking about those traditional cheers, they've been around a long time.
Yes, sir.
You can see people, the freshmen are just now learning it. We won't hold it against them, but, I mean, you go from that to where kind of I am up in the balcony, putting everything out on the network, and you got moms and grandmas and everybody else that are doing these cheers, and then you still got the little ones that have been doing it. They know all these cheers.
Yes, sir.
That's kind of a special thing. It bridges the gap maybe from all the way back to the 50s and 60s to the present day.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what's the theme this Friday night or this Friday?
Around the world.
Around the world.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay. There was a Prince album back in the 80s, going around the world in 90 days. I mean, if I can get into that, or is this more like if I needed to dress up for this, what should I wear?
We're trying to – Around the World is definitely meant to incorporate all of our foreign exchange students.
Okay.
And get them involved and just really show them what tradition is all about at Neville and just show them what America is like and make them have a good time.
Yes.
Well, that's a great way to – I guess welcome the foreign exchange students. We got a lot of them.
Yes. We have a ton.
A lot of them. It's been fun getting to know a couple that we've had over the last couple of years, and I'm sure everybody's getting to know the ones we have this year. It seems like a fun bunch.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank y'all, ladies, for joining us here on Tiger Talk. It's always fun to talk to you, some of the cheerleaders. I mean, these girls get it done, not only on the stage on Friday, but on Friday nights. And we've got basketball around the corner. We've got all of this stuff. It's not just football, everybody. It's some busy young ladies, and we appreciate all their hard work and dedication to Neville High School. All right, we'll be right back. When we come back, we'll have a couple of the football players slide in the chairs. We'll be talking to senior tight end Mason Shelby and senior defensive tackle D'Angelo Woods. Right after this break, stay tuned to Tiger Talk right here on Sunday 98.3 and the Neville Tiger Network.
Truck accidents are different from car accidents. With trucks, you've got federal regulations that may apply all over the land. You need an attorney who's experienced in handling these cases, who knows all those federal laws, and has years of experience fighting for our clients.
I'm Dr. Scott Shelby with Family Solutions. When you hear the words Family Solutions, you may not know that we're a comprehensive, strength-based counseling and psychiatric clinic. Family Solutions provides psychiatric care, individual and couples therapy, child and adolescent counseling, psychological testing, medication management. We also provide occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, and ABA therapy in one convenient location. For more information on how we can help your family today, visit FamilySolutionsCounseling.org.
Call David's Mobile Detail and Power Wash for all your detailing and power washing needs and soft washing capabilities too. They detail cars, trucks, ATVs, UTVs, boats, and even planes. They offer commercial and residential hot water power washing on nearly all surfaces including concrete, wood, and stucco. Give them a call 547-3233 or visit them online at davidsmobiledetail.com or stop by 2501 Washington Street in Monroe. David's Mobile Detail and Wash, proud supporter of Neville Tiger football.
Hey Neville Tiger Nation, this season if you find yourself feeling a little under the weather, visit Go Family Health on North 18th Street. They cover flu shots, sports physicals, sick visits, annual visits, or if nothing is wrong, they can do your regular checkup. Go Family Health has a happy staff, clean office, and they can take care of all your family's health care needs.
This is Tiffany Terra with Go Family Health. We love our Neville Tigers, and we want to thank all of Neville Nation for always supporting Go Family Health.
This is why I run.
Here at Parker Alexander, we obtain justice for those who've been injured due to the negligence of others, whether that's in a car accident, a truck accident, wrongful death. We also make our community safer. We hold violators accountable.
Come by Melvin's Restaurant before and after the game for the best burgers and ribeyes in town. Melvin's Restaurant are proud supporters of the Neville Tigers and are home to Tiger Talk with Jeff Tannehill every Wednesday night. Come by Melvin's Restaurant, located on 1128 Oliver Road in Monroe, or call them at 318-325-2055. That's Melvin's Restaurant in Monroe.
And we're back, segment 3 here on Tiger Talk. We are live at Melvin's as we are every Wednesday night during football season from 6:30 to 7:30 as well. So we've got Mason Shelby, number 82, a senior tight end, and D'Angelo Woods, number 8, joining us here, a senior defensive tackle. And real quick before we get into this, I failed to mention that it was Briley's birthday tomorrow. Where's Briley? Where you at, Briley? She's not listening. But happy birthday to Briley. I meant to do it while on our segment, but happy birthday to her. If you see her running around, she turns 18. Okay, back to football, guys. Tough one last week. You know, rain delays. You've had 2 delays there in that first couple of games. You ready for maybe one to start when they say it's supposed to start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So we get to travel to Huntington. Huntington's a team we beat the end of district last year, 37-0. It was one of those games where I think AJ scored on the first 2 plays of the game, first 2 offensive plays we had, and then we scored on the 4th play of the game, and it was off to the races then. But let's start on the defensive side of the football because Huntington's really an offensive football team. Cameron Evans 3-star, 4-star, depending on what you look at, but a talented young man back there throwing the football.
Yes,
what do you got to do to limit his success?
Well, I feel like the defensive line and Coach Collins and linebackers and secondaries have been preparing all week. I feel like we're going to do great. We really have to shut him out and keep him inside the box and not let him run out the pocket.
Not let him run out the pocket. And offensively, Mason, this is a team that gives up a few points. They're 1-1 on the year, just like you guys, trying to get over that hump and get back to those winning ways. Offensively, what do you think maybe some keys for your offense to put up some more points? I mean, you put up 29 points last week against a good Ouachita team. Got to keep that moving?
Yes, sir. Our quarterback, Brooks Anzalone, he's going to be throwing the ball a good bit, and I believe in him and our receivers to just make those strong plays, those key first down plays that'll just push us down the field, and hopefully, I mean, we'll just throw all over them.
Throw all over them. That's it. It's an air raid type attack, huh? All right. Well, let's get back to, this season. We've kind of asked everybody. It's been a tough couple of years for you guys from freshmen and sophomores, but then you get into your junior year, and D'Angelo, you started making a name for yourself there at D-tackle, and then now getting here, with you and Matthew there on that line, you're really starting to shine there. You made some big plays in just the first 2 games we've played, and had a great game last Friday against Ouachita. So talk about maybe how you progressed to getting here.
Well, it really was because of Coach Courtney, Coach Wallace.
Mm-hmm.
He really helped the defensive line. He really gave us a lot of work. He worked us a lot. During practice, off season, he always tried to give us extra work and help us get to where we need to be because he knows what we can do.
Well, you definitely got a lot of potential. Not only for you guys, seniors like you and Matthew, but there's some younger guys on that defensive front that are progressing, it seems to be, pretty nicely. And y'all got a potential to really have a pretty good, solid group from top to bottom. All right, Mason, let's talk about maybe your position group, your tight ends. There's been a few of them, and you've been a player that's been in the program for the past 4 years and finally getting an opportunity to have some serious contribution to this football team. But talk about your tight end group. Give us some idea about strengths that you guys possess.
So we got Thomas Campbell, and he is a upcoming sophomore. And that dude, he hits harder than anyone on the line. He brings it. He just knows.
You gonna say that with Hurd standing over there?
But that he brings it to the defense, and that's what a tight end is all about. Just bringing the heat to the ends, making those kick blocks, making it to where giving the running backs or quarterbacks second option to just run the ball.
He's maybe the newest member of your tight end crew. You and from J-Rob has been through there. Brandon Black, I believe. Brandon Baker is in that crew. And, from blocking to maybe pass catching, you never know what is going to come. It kind of changes week to week. Keeps the opposing defenses maybe off balance. So hopefully we'll see that continue here in this. But technically, you're a lineman. Do y'all take pride in being an lineman? What do you prefer doing, blocking or catching passes?
Yes, sir. I love to call myself part of the FFN group, and so does Thomas and all the tight ends, because we're just smaller offensive linemen. We're just a mix between a lineman and a receiver, and we're glad we get to get down and dirty in the trenches with them. And just, I don't know, it's more of a connection through there because we hang out with each other. The senior meals, all the O-line, and having that connection, honestly, helps us as a team just with that chemistry.
Yeah, and when you see that senior group is here for a good part of everybody. As I saw everybody walk in here earlier, getting a meal together, as well as and I believe on Thursdays is kind of when y'all all get together.
Yes, sir.
So looking forward to hosting that one again at the house. All right, so now Y'all don't match up against each other too much over the deal. You're lucky, right?
I am
because he was on the interior.
Yeah.
You just had to go against Matthew. That's right. As growing up, but talk about some of these younger guys and being a senior and being a leader on this team. What it means to these sophomores, because you've got a huge sophomore group and then juniors that are coming up underneath you. To be a leader, what types of things did you learn as a young sophomore and junior that you're putting into play here in your senior season?
Well, I really got teach from Anichi Sledge, Will Campbell, a lot of them type of great guys in front of me. They taught me a lot as I was a younger kid. So I feel like with all the knowledge that they've dropped down to me, I'm just trying to drop down to our younger kids like Aslan Perkins, Marty Campbell, Brody Wadley, Jaden Webb. I'm just trying to help get them guys ready so they can be ready by time next year and help them be better this year as well.
And you mentioned, Thomas Campbell Mason coming in late. He started the season. He was playing guard and realized a need there at tight end. Y'all were a little thin on your depth there. But I'll pose the same question to you. You've been around this program a long time, whether you wanted to or not. But in this 4 years, what have you learned that some knowledge that you can pass down on some of these young guys?
Yes, definitely. Their moment is coming. Don't try to get down when you don't get reps at practice, because next year it's a whole new team, whole new ball game. And like Will Campbell, Anichi, all them guys, just watching them pitch in, telling the younger guys, just giving them tips, encouraging them, and that really makes an impact on the belief in themselves to where they can come back next year and be a stronger football team than we could be.
Yep, it definitely does. It's improvement from year to year, week to week, and you might see some of those younger guys really start making some significant contributions even later on this season. And you never know when your ticket's going to be pulled and it's time to go in, and help out in one way, shape, or form. All right, senior year, what are you most looking forward to, D'Angelo?
I'm really just looking forward to the season and just trying to finish it off. We all just trying to get to the bigger picture, and that's getting the ring.
Yep, I'm definitely looking for that. That's the culmination. That's the goal every year, right?
Yes, sir.
There's no, you don't set the bar low at Neville High School. Mason, I'll ask you the same question.
Yeah, the classes before us and after us have always been looked at as great classes of football, and we're right in the middle, and it's just kind of, I'm looking forward to see what we can do and show these people how good of a football team we can be.
Well, you definitely have. It's still early, boys. 1-1. You played a tough football team last Friday night. Learned a lot, and we're going to move forward to Huntington over there in Shreveport at Independence Stadium this Friday night. So you ready to? That's a big stadium over there.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
It's a big stadium. So, but turf, supposed to be good weather. Looking forward to seeing what y'all bring to the table on Friday and taking care of Huntington.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Thanks, both of y'all, for coming on and joining us here tonight, and we'll see you Friday at the game, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody. Mason Shelby, D'Angelo Woods, who joined us here on Tiger Talk. A little round of applause for these two young men. We appreciate them joining us. When we return, Coach Jeff Tannehill back in the hot seat. We'll talk about the Huntington Raiders and that game that's in Shreveport on Friday night. Stay tuned.
If you've been injured in an accident, you could be compensated in several different areas. You may have personal physical injuries. You may have financial injuries. You may have lost wages. These are all things that we can put our experience to work for to help you here at Parker Alexander.
Whether you're dining in or grabbing to go, at Nukes, we love to share great food, to delight with new flavors, to celebrate every bite. Join us at Nukes Eatery.
Do you suffer from frequent back or neck pain? Were you in an accident and can't get rid of those constant aches? Maybe you're someone who deals with chronic migraines and tension headaches. It might be time to see how Martinez Chiropractic can help you. The goal of Martinez Chiropractic is to reduce or eliminate pain in just a few sessions using the latest in chiropractic technology. Don't suffer in pain another day. Call Martinez Chiropractic today at 318-654-4310 or see them in person, 1828 Tower Drive in Monroe.
Mama DeLuca's pizzas are custom made, fresh to order right in front of you. We offer 3 different sizes of pizzas, 9, 12, or 14 inch. Mama DeLuca's pizza is prepared to your order. The pizza cooks in less than 3 minutes. We have 16 different toppings to choose from, 8 unique sauces to complete your pizza. In addition to pizzas, we offer to our customers boneless wings with your choice of a dipping sauce. Mama DeLuca's Pizza offers delicious garlic Parmesan breadstick, freshly made to order pasta noodles. We're Mama DeLuca's Pizza in the subway on Lammy Lane, and we hope to see you soon.
Being a strong team means accomplishing great things by working together. Being a Neville Tiger means striving for excellence in all things. Origin Bank and Neville High School share a long history of making a difference in our community. Together with the Food Bank of Northeast Louisiana, we're able to provide meals to children, families, and seniors facing hunger in Northeast Louisiana. Origin Bank and Neville Tiger football, always a winning combination. Origin Bank, member FDIC.
If you've lost a loved one through the fault of someone else, call Parker Alexander today or visit parkeralexander.com for more information or to schedule an appointment.
Come by Melvin's Restaurant before and after the game for the best burgers and ribeyes in town. Melvin's Restaurant are proud supporters of the Neville Tigers and are home to Tiger Talk with Jeff Tannehill every Wednesday night. Come by Melvin's Restaurant, located on 1128 Oliver Road in Monroe, or call them at 318-325-2055. That's Melvin's Restaurant in Monroe.
And we're back here for the fourth and final segment on Tiger Talk, and Jeff Tannehill rejoins us. And Coach, 1-1 on the year, trying to go 2-1 here as we travel to Huntington. But first things first, let's talk about our players of the week from last week before we dive into the Raiders.
Yeah, I thought we had a really great effort out, on our defense, except for some of the tackling. But I thought D'Angelo Wood had an excellent night. And you just talked to him, you can see. I told you he's a pretty big kid, and he had a great night. Against a good running team, without the defensive line, we won't have a whole lot of anything. But D'Angelo had a great night the other night, and he's our defensive player of the week.
And then the sophomore Jalen Nichols. I mean, he's working his way into the more reps he gets, but he ended up with about 144 yards.
Yep.
And those players of the week brought to you by Origin Bank. So we appreciate their support of Neville Athletics and these young men.
Yeah, Mr. Haddad and Mr. Cagle over there do a great job.
Linda and everybody at Origin Bank always helping us out. All right, Coach. Huntington, 1-1 as well. They win big, 58-18 over Mansfield, and then Byrd, bigger select school, 5A school over there in Shreveport. Perennially a very good program.
Very good football program.
They rack up a few points, beat them 46-22, but the consistent player from Huntington has been that quarterback. We saw him a little bit last year, Cameron Evans, and they got him 3-star, 4-star, whatever you want him, but he's had 688 yards through the air in the first 2 games of the season. That's something that might have you concerned.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have a young secondary, and, of course, they've been told and preached to and everything else. He's a good player. We saw him last year live and in person here at Bill Ruppel Stadium, and he had a good night regardless of how bad we beat him. But, he's got some really good wide receivers. He's a heck of an athlete, and he's got I saw him make a quick screen throw where he dropped down and threw it sidearm.
Yeah,
kind of like a catcher throwing.
Like Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, and he flicked it out there, and I went, "Whew, look at that!" That's pretty impressive just to be able to do that with a football. So got a really strong arm, and he's a heck of an athlete. But he's got weapons too, and you talk about weapons. You've got Kenton Bross at number 1, and he'll play on the left side most of the night, and then. Obviously, Trey Carter, number 4, and Jarvis Davis, number 5, are both really good players. We don't have size and weight. It's hard to see on film how tall they how tall they are, but I know number 4 is probably about 6'2". He's a
Yeah.
good-looking kid, and he runs pretty well too. So. But they run a lot of vertical routes, and then they run a lot of screens. So the mixture of they do a good job of mixing up, their long passing game with their short screen game. So, again, our defense will be tested. When you get into the playoffs, you're going to see teams like this as really good athletes. We saw them last year in the playoffs, and offensively, you're not going to see a whole lot better athlete at quarterback than we're going to see this Friday night.
Yeah, and he's one of the top quarterbacks in the state. It's highly regarded around the state. I mean, he is a 4-star guy out of the Shreveport area.
And he looks the part.
Yeah, he's tall, he's long, he's got a good arm. He really doesn't like to run that much.
He really likes to show his arm off. I mean, he's got a really strong arm. He throws good balls down the field, and again, he throws that short intermediate pass well too, so that's why he's got so many stars behind his name. But I will say this, the Wood we saw him in the Jamboree against Woodlawn also, and scored quite a few points that night. And then against Mansfield, of course, they scored 50-some-odd points that night too. Bird, they were 17-16 at halftime with Bird the other night, and so it was a close game. Birds pulled away and held them. They made adjustments on defense in the second half to kind of fix some things that they had messed up in the first half, but. Again, they still put up, I think, 20-something points against a good defensive team with Bird. But, talking about defense, defensively, they're not bad either. They've got some good players on defense. And it looks like they're stacked with some seniors. And, they've got a strong safety, number 3, Karma Lewis. He's a strong safety, athletic. He had a pick the other night against Bird. Justin Moore is another DB, plays corner, tall, long legs. I mean, he covers. Looks like he covers their best receiver every time. And then the defensive line, they got a cat, Brian Rodriguez. He's a junior defense lineman. To me, he's going to run about 6'2", probably 310, 315, big kid. And he moves pretty well too. I hadn't seen any kind of stars by his name, but he's a heck of a football player. And then their defensive end, Kobe Beard, he's a junior. He played against us last year. He was a good player last year. So, up front they're pretty physical. Their linebackers are different from last year, but they're downhill players. They run well in open spaces. So, they're a very athletic football team, and we are definitely going to go over to Independence Stadium and try to get after them a little bit.
You got to play a better football game than you did last Friday. That just seems the goal from week to week. You want to get better every week, and I'm sure that you and the coaching staff have devised a game plan to keep them on your toes, and you kind of see where you are. You finally get we talked about finally get a game at least on turf to where you can really see where you are speed-wise. Who's doing what, and being able to put that maybe into action for a full game plan against a team like Huntington. And
obviously, and the other good thing about it is we get to play in historic Independence Stadium, so that's just a venue that just comes part. That's just a bonus of the package. And I know our people like to go over to Shreveport and eat before the ball game, so I'm sure we'll have a big crowd over there. But I'm just looking.
The team to Superior?
No, we're not going to Superior. Okay. We're not going to eat Mexican before the game. But I'm really, I'm looking forward to seeing our team, rebound after last week and play a really solid football game for 4 quarters.
Last year we had they came in right at the end of the season, right before the playoffs. And I believe it ended up being 37-0. It was just one of those games that the fire hose opened up. When they showed up, here comes A.J. Allen, and then A.J. Allen again. And then
it's 21-0 after 4 plays.
4 plays, exactly. So it was just a bunch of big plays, and before they knew what hit them, they're down 21-0.
Right.
And that was kind of cruised on there. I believe it's probably going to be maybe on their minds the way they ended up. And now you're coming to their place, or at least to their town over there in Shreveport, and playing at Independence Stadium. And Cameron Evans, may have something to say about that. Coach Dennis, he's been around, has really revived that program over there at Huntington over the past couple of years.
He's really done a good job with those guys, and he's sticking with his guns over there. He's run through a couple coordinators here and there, and he's really proud of what they've done, and he should be. They've done a really good job of building that program up. And I say rebuild because, they're kind of in there in the same zone as Evangel. So, for years they didn't really get those kids much, but now they're kind of keeping some of those kids, and then you can see the success paying off for them here the last couple of years.
Well, and we'll be over there at Huntington. You can buy tickets at the gate.
Yeah, we'll put out on tomorrow. We'll put out on a link tomorrow on the Neville Tiger Network, and I'm sure we'll share that on Neville football page that you can get your tickets in advance if you want to online.
Yeah.
Or you can get them at the box office when we get over there.
So either way, you can downloadable to your phone or buying them when you show up to Independence Stadium. Another couple of quick notes. Speaking of tickets,
right.
Tiger season ticket holders, they're giving you plenty of time. There's a few still out there.
Yeah, there's a few.
And they're going to have them, I believe, in Miss Carlson's office. I'm going back to
it's Coach Rankin's office for you guys.
Yeah, Coach Rankin's office.
Miss Joy.
Monday through Thursday from 8 to 2 and Friday from 7:30 to 1. You got cash, check, or credit card. If you haven't picked them up from Joy by 1 o'clock Friday, you lost them. Yeah. And you've been warned. You've been told, and it's time to come get them. If you can't come get them, they're going to somebody else. But that's where it'll be.
We will play our first home game next Friday night. So
next Friday night versus North Caddo.
Which, to make a little announcement about that also, we'll be honoring that 72 team. They'll be having a reunion in 1972, the 3 games in 8 days team.
It's 50-year reunion for that.
Yes,
for that
yeah.
game.
So there'll be a lot of people there. Bill Johnson coached in the NFL a long time. Larry Anderson played in the NFL a long time. Those guys will be there. And so it'll be a fun time to see those guys and remember them.
We've got a
service right here.
Service. Well, you're right. It will be, and I think there's something coming up in October too that I'm going to keep that under wraps. It's going to be a special day at Bill Ruppel Stadium, a special Friday night. That's going to be kind of cool. So
we'll let y'all know that date when
just a
comes.
little teaser for that. So we do have any more about Huntington? I mean that you want to get into?
Well, I just really think it's another test for us. We saw a team. Evangel, we played in the mud, so it was pretty much a run game, in your face, smash mouth football game. Ouachita a lot like that. This is going to be more of a finesse game where we've got to get after the quarterback. We've got to have our keep our rush lanes because he can run, and then we've got to defend the long pass and the short pass. And so it's a test of a different style of football than we've been playing the first 2 weeks. And it'll be a little more up tempo. Both offensively and defensively. So, I just think that, Chandler Pettis is going to play a big part in this ball game Friday night, I believe. And so it's going to be a different style of football play. We're going to have to use a lot of kids playing because we're going to be running and gunning all over the place on both sides of football. So it'll be a lot more sideways running than the downhill like we were the other night. So just looking forward to seeing our guys, rebound from last week and just – I really like watching our kids play football. We coach them the right way, and then we teach them the right way, and just watching them grow and mature as the season progresses. I can't wait to see, week 10, which I'm not rushing it by any means, but by week 10, I'm really interested to see where we are when the playoffs start and seeing how, much better we are as a football team week 10. So it's just something to look forward to, and Huntington's another step,
in that direction.
Yep.
Well, Coach, we definitely wish you luck this Friday night. We'll be there. The Neville Tiger Network crew will be there. We'll be live, not only on the network but also on our partner station, Sunday 98.3. So if you can't make it, which we hope you can, and you do everything you can to get over there to Independence Stadium. The boys need all the support they can get, but if you can't, you can watch it right here on the network or listen to it on Sunday 98.3. And Coach, as we kind of wrap this show up, I mean, always a pleasure getting with you.
Always enjoy Wednesday nights here at Melvin's. Thanks, Melvin and Diane, And Annie back there in the back and her crew that helps everybody get served here tonight.
You're right. And thanks to Sleepy Hollow for furnishing our set here this evening. And Will Anders is back there, is the guy that produces pretty much all the stuff that we do. All these replays, these graphics, all that. That's Will Anders for you. And without all that support, I'm merely just the talking head on here that a lot of people would probably want to turn off. But thanks to T-Lay back at the radio station for producing us here. It's the first time we've been on the Coaches Show here on Sunday 98.3. So for all the people that helped bring this to you, we say thank you. And to all the people that came out and joined us here at Melvin's Restaurant, we say thank you as well. So, folks, we'll see you Friday night as Huntington hosts the Tigers at Independence Stadium. We want to see you there.